Maggi noodles promo pack එකක් සමග magnetic notepad එකක් නොමිලේ. ෆ්‍රිජ් එකේ අලවන්නත් පුළුවන්. ඉක්මන් කරන්න. මේ magnetic notepad 4ම ලබා ගන්න. සකසුරුවම් ගෘහණියන්ට Maggi with
Prime Minister of New Zealand John Key called on President Maithripala Sirisena this morning and held bilateral talks at the Presidential Secretariat.
Speaking after the discussion, Prime Minister Key had noted that under the present leadership, Sri Lanka is moving on new avenues, locally and internationally, and that Sri Lankan President Maithripala Sirisena has been accepted as a great leader.
Prime Minister of New Zealand John Key, who arrived in the island, was officially welcomed this morning at the Presidential Secretariat at an event which was graced by the President. A military guard of honour was accorded to the New Zealand Prime Minister. Subsequently, the President introduced the Sri Lankan ministers and other high-ranking officials to the visiting Prime Minister. Thereafter, President Sirisena and Prime Minister Key held bilateral discussions. Both countries inked several agreements. The Nandi elephant calf was gifted to New Zealand, and the President handed over the letter in this regard to Prime Minister Key.
අපි අද අසං කරන ලද ගිවිසුම් තුල ප්‍රධාන වශයෙන්ම
the agreement that was reached today includes a program that would provide training to those engaged in the dairy industry. We hope to take steps towards further strengthening the tourism industry between the two countries. The New Zealand Prime Minister's visit can be considered as a moment to further strengthen bilateral relations on trade, economy and other sectors, and also to further deepen relations between Sri Lanka and New Zealand. We will also work to incorporate the technical knowledge from New Zealand in building our economy and for the future generations.
I can see for myself the amazing progress that is taking place under your leadership and under the wise counsel of your ministers. And so I congratulate you on what you're doing and thank you for the opportunity to come visit. You are dealing, I think, very effectively with challenging issues of reconciliation and previous issues of corruption that you have to deal with. And we congratulate you on the leadership that you're showing. We know these are always challenging issues for any leader, but we wish you the very best as you undertake that important work. From New Zealand's point of view, we see Sri Lanka as a real shining light in the Asian region. We can see the economic reform program that you're undertaking, and we see the enormous opportunities for your 21 million people. We have been, for a long period of time, had involvement in your country in a variety of forms, but most pronounced obviously through our dairy sector and through the work of Fonterra, who have been selling dairy products into Sri Lanka for a very long period of time.
The New Zealand Prime Minister called on his Sri Lankan counterpart Ranil Wickremesinghe this afternoon.